You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back, Rudrance, for Black and White Sports. Well, we're going to talk about ESPN NHL Analyst and a three-time NHL All-Star, played in the NHL a good long time, PK Subban, who has stepped out there as an ESPN studio analyst with a complete lucid thought, a complete moment of clarity, maybe next to Sage Steele, the only other person at ESPN that's got any sense. That's right. We've got an ex-NHL player, studio analyst, works for ESPN, black man, by the way. Oh, no. Sound the alarm. Everybody on Twitter that's woke just lost their minds because that's a narrative breaker in itself. Speaking out against the NHL's wokeness and their priority to try to push gay pride on everybody. He's not having it. He's not a fan. He's saying this shouldn't be happening. And he's saying it on ESPN airwaves. By the way, ESPN has the NHL. Ruh-roh. Fox News, ex-NHL star PK Subban cautions against pushing everyone to be an activist amid Pride jersey controversy. Gary Bettman's a punk. In the midst of the recent controversy surrounding several NHL teams and players' decisions to not participate in their respective Pride Night events, former three-time All-Star defenseman PK Subban spoke out against the, quote, push to make everybody an activist. Subban, who announced his retirement in 2022 after 13 seasons in the NHL, told Reuters on Friday that he does not believe that a player, quote, needs to be an activist, adding that there are other ways to show support without having to wear a hat, t-shirt, or jersey. Quote, we cannot push everyone to be an activist. We need to be very careful, Subban said, who joined ESPN as a studio analyst in November. I feel people pick and choose what they want to talk about, and I don't like it when we put the onus on the athletes to be activists. We got to remember, a lot of this crap is actually coming from the leagues, the actual leagues themselves, and then bringing it down, floating it down the food chain, down the totem pole, to the teams, and then, of course, down to the players. They don't need to be activists, he continued. I'm not saying it is right or wrong to wear the Pride jersey. We have to be very careful how we push players to do things. You can support the LGBTQ community without wearing a hat, t-shirt, or jersey. Commissioner Gary Bettman addressed the backlash last week after a growing number of players and teams opted to participate in planned Pride events. This is the first time we've experienced that, and I think it's something we're going to have to evaluate in the off-season, Bettman told CTV News. Yeah, the fact is, when you start bumping into people's religious beliefs, how about you just stay out of it as a league? I mean, come on. When you're asking people to literally push aside their religious beliefs, yeah, you're going to get people that start pushing back on you. Flyers defenseman Ivan Provorov, San Jose Sharks goalie James Reimer, and NHL veterans Eric and Mark Stahl, who played for the Florida Panthers, each cited religious reasons as why they were opposed to wearing the jersey. Sabres defenseman Ila Lubiskin said that he would opt out over fear of reprisal in Russia. So you're literally putting your players at risk, at safety risk, in their own country of retaliation. Think about that, Gary Bettman. Why don't you? The Chicago Blackhawks also used the same line last week. On Friday, the Canucks winger Andrea Kuzmenko, who is also Russian, became the latest player to opt out. Quote, I'm not going to get into it because we don't know the deals that happen over there. Rick Toshik explained, so I respect his decision. Subban argued that the problem lies with the media, adding that there are, quote, positive stories in the NHL that aren't being highlighted. Bravo. The people that write articles, the people that push certain narratives in the media, they have to be held accountable. God, this guy is the bomb. We have to be very, very careful about the way we perceive a moment. There are many players in the league that have started programs. Why aren't the media talking about that? It's because it doesn't check the right box, PK. It doesn't check the right box, right? That's right. It's got to be Black Lives Matter. It's got to be Marxism. It's got to be pride. It's got to be part of the LGBTQ alphabet mafia. Because otherwise, if you're saving humans and you're saving animals and you're helping the homeless and you're doing all these other things in your community, buying laptops for entire kids in the inner city or something like that, none of that gets any coverage. But if you saunter out there in a rainbow hat, oh my God, brave, stunning, so courageous, I hear. Is it? Is it really? Okay. Bravo to him. I mean, to be an ESPN paid, hired studio analyst and go out in the public in look, a liberal publication. Reuters is, liberal, left-wing nutbag kind of publication. Insert another Trump-hating publication here. Bravo to him to going out there and actually breaking narrative, breaking away and saying some things that only a minute amount of media members will actually say, most of them that work for Breitbart or Outkick. I mean, ESPN, you're officially on Sage Still suspension COVID watch over at ESPN somewhere. I'm interested to see when he is actually brought on again, or if they bring him on to talk about these comments. Because he goes on First Take with Stephen A. Smith. What say you, Stephen A.? Can you tell us? Can you call LeBron and see what he's got to say about this? I mean, really, none of you can take a crap at ESPN without knowing what LeBron thinks about it. I'm kidding, but you get the point, right? You get the point. Tell me what you think, black and white sports supporters. The NHL seems to have, at this point, the bravest athletes in all of sports. They're coming out and saying, no, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. It's because of my religious beliefs. It's because of where I'm from. Whatever the case may be. Gary Bettman, there you go. I'm not doing it. Take your pride jersey, turn that sumbitch sideways, and stick it straight up your, probably put a clown hair on Bettman in the thumbnail. Insert candy ass here. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.